Hi, welcome to the Trinash Kitchen. Today we are going to make a high protein ravioli that's also gluten-free. So what we're going to do is actually using a lot of bean products. So we have tofu, which is really easy to buy. This is a extra firm one. You can also just get the firm one. And we have some tofu sheets or bean curd sheets, and these you can find in the freezer section of your Asian grocery store. And I took the courtesy of pulling it out, and it looks like really perfect rectangular sheets like this. And what you want to do is separate them into small pieces that you can use to cut and make your pasta for the ravioli. So these are not made from any flour. This is made from beans, and that's really the only ingredient in these. So it's all gluten-free and vegan. So we're making a really awesome ravioli that you can freeze and you can thaw out whenever you're feeling like something Italian. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start cooking with you. I'm Renee. Welcome to the Trinash Kitchen. We're in Vancouver, BC, Canada. I'm a registered dietitian here, and I have this company called Trinash, and you guys have probably heard of us before. We're around in farmers markets as well as some grocery stores. This is a tomato compote that I make, and there is tomatoes in there, there's carrots in there, and there's some coriander seeds, a little bit of Himalayan pink salt also, and some black pepper. And what I use this for is I would use it like a tomato paste. So today we're going to use this as a pasta sauce. And because it's a bit thick, we're going to use it with a little bit of water to thin it down so it coats our ravioli a little bit better. You can have this as a drizzle sauce on top of like your chicken or your fish or your beef, or spread it onto like a pizza crust. That would be really good too. My mom actually drinks this as a soup, so just add water, boil it. You can add any veggies you want or none at all, and dunk your grilled cheese in it, or just drink it straight up with some basil. That would be amazing in the winter. I have some garnish. I have some cherry tomatoes and a little piece of basil. These are optional. You don't have to have them. I will talk about some nutritional yeast. You can buy this in most grocery stores. Nutritional yeast has a cheesy flavor. So this is what we're going to use to make our tofu ricotta. And that's important to have some nutritional yeast on hand. This is a vegan product, but it's very high in B12. So that's actually a really good food source for those who are looking for a good B12 source without taking any supplements. I have some cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna tear off about 3 cloves of garlic. And I have a handheld food processor. So what we're gonna use the food processors for is for our tofu ricotta. So in the recipe I gave you who signed up for this class is about 1 cup of tofu ricotta, firm tofu. So I'm gonna use the knife and cut open this package. And what I'm gonna do is crumble the tofu into this food processor. This is about 1.5 cups, so I'm going to increase my recipe about 1.5 times. You don't have to use the whole block of tofu, but I already have it open, so why not, right? So you want to break them into smaller pieces. This recipe won't really work with medium, firm, or soft tofu, so you need to really go and search for that firm piece of tofu, or else it's just going to get really watery. Okay, So all of that is crumbled inside our food processor. And I'm gonna, oops, put this away. And I'm going to crush a few of my garlic pieces with a knife so you can peel them a little bit easier. And that goes also into the food processor. I have a little bit of allergies today. Excuse my little sniffle. I hope everyone's having a good day. There's a little bit of smoke outside. So I hope you guys stay safe and, still be able to enjoy summer. This ravioli is actually really good when you have friends over and they can watch you make this and be blown away by it being all gluten-free and plant-based. So there's about 3 cloves of tofu in there. I'm gonna add some pepper, just a little bit. If you don't like pepper, you don't have to add it. About a teaspoon of salt. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit of lemon juice, so it really gives it a little bit of like that tofu ricotta zing. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add about a teaspoon of lemon juice. You can add a little bit more or less, it depends on how sour you like it. And then now I'm gonna go on to the nutritional yeast. So you can just measure it with a spoon or with your hand. I like this flavor, so you can add as much or as little as you need to give it that cheesy flavor. So I'm gonna add a whole 2 tablespoons. You can add more if you like that cheesy flavor, right? Okay, and then after all of this, you're gonna add a little bit more liquid. What I'm going to do, you can use a really nice high-grade olive oil if you want to, and drizzle that in. This can just eyeball it, about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. You can also use other types of oils too, like avocado oil or grapeseed oil or safflower oil, or even sesame oil. Sesame oil will give it a really nice nutty and seedy flavor. Okay, so I just finished my beautiful bottle of olive oil. That was only about 2 tablespoons because it has a really small drizzle. So I'm gonna add another big glop of my grapeseed oil in here. Okay, so that's it. That is your basis of a tofu ricotta. You will love this recipe, I guarantee you. It's very, very yummy. I'm going to blast this with my handheld blender. And this is very handy. If you don't have one, you can go ahead and look around online or in your local store. You see how easy that blends up. You want this in a really smooth paste. the chunks being pulled into that plate. So once you get that going, all of it should come into a nice homogeneous mixture. Okay, so we are done. Let me check this out. Okay, so this is the consistency that you want your tofu ricotta to be, okay? So pretty thick, all right? You do want to have a little bit of taste because you want to make sure that there's enough salt and pepper and lemon juice in here. Okay, make sure you get that nutritional yeast all mixed in. Sometimes the flakes kind of fly to the top and it doesn't get all mixed in. Okay, so that is a beautiful paste and you do want to go ahead. It's so good. Okay, that's really good. You can use this as a dip as well. Okay, so now back to our tofu sheets. I'm going to cut these guys into 6 pieces. You can pull these apart gently. They're not going to tear really easily. They're pretty strong, but they're really thin. So I'm going to just demonstrate by using 2 of these guys, and then you can continue doing it at home and make as many as you need. All right, so I'm cutting this guy in half and then cutting it into 3 portions to make 6 wrappers for our tofu ravioli. Okay, what you want to do now is just spoon this guy over here. Okay, and there's so many different shapes that you can make your ravioli. You can put this over top and press it down. It will stick to each other. Okay, this is already a beautiful piece of ravioli. There's really nothing you need to do to make this nicer. Or you can use a cookie cutter and stamp out a nice round piece of ravioli. But if you're just eating it yourself, you know, you can save yourself some time by just making the ravioli squares, okay? There's another way that you can wrap your ravioli is by rolling it onto itself and just making a little divot here. And the tofu will kind of stick to itself and you have like a little dumpling-like ravioli. It's really up to you what you want to do. You can also just fold it in half and make a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to just do a triangle. Just fold it in half like this. And here you have another shape of ravioli. Up to you. What you want to do is using your creativity. Excuse me. I do have some sort of allergies and the smoke in the air is really not helping. So apologize. Okay, and then I'm going to quickly start my ergo. So this is a really awesome cookware machine that I have, and you don't have to turn on your stove. And there are so many functions. So it's an air fryer, as well as an oven, as well as a grill, as well as a steamer. And you can use it to make crepes. I'm going to use it as a grill today. So I'm going to start preheating that. It takes only like a few minutes to preheat. It gets really, really hot. There's also something that can stir fry, and you can like hook that stir fry hand on without worrying things to be burnt because it actually rotates itself and stir fries in there on automatic pilot. Okay, so there's another ricotta, and then the other pieces I'm just going to make my other bowls. Okay, So I'm going to come up closely. So what I did with that piece of ricotta cheese, I just put it in the middle and then I just start rolling it like this. And then I'm pressing those two things down and it kind of looks like a little dumpling or a bow tie. Okay, I have a few more pieces here and I'm going to finish using up and then we're going to stir fry, or grill these, or you can use it, use the ergo machine or in your toaster oven or your oven, and make sure that, you know, you check on it and you want these guys to turn golden brown, and then you can toss in the sauce. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands. And now I am back. I'm going to bring you guys closer to my ergo in a little bit. Let me just unplug here. So as you guys can see, this machine is pretty cool. It's already pretty preheated. You don't really need to add too much oil. This is a ceramic base, so there's no Teflon on here. And add a little bit of oil, just a little splash, right? And you're gonna use a spatula to kind of just push it around. It's already pretty hot. You can hear it sizzling. Okay. And now I'm just gonna add in the ravioli that we made. So this is a very low carb recipe because it's all beans basically, right? So it's got a lot of fiber as well and calcium, and also very high in iron as well. Okay, so after I put them all in, I'm just going to close the lid and we're going to start it for about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll really just need to go check to see if it's golden brown or not. The oil is up to you. You can use a grapeseed oil or avocado oil. And we're not really doing it on very high heat. So, I mean, some virgin olive oil is okay for this because it's lower than like 300 degrees, right? And I'm going to go ahead and get a plate because we're almost ready to eat. That was a quick one, right? I'm going to get a small plate because there's not many. And then I'm going to go ahead and open my tomato paste or tomato compote that I call it. We're going to probably change the name of it very soon because a lot of people don't know what a compote is. It's just basically cooked down tomatoes and carrots and pureed into a paste like this. And I added some coriander seed powder, which makes it very distinct. I love the way coriander seeds actually give it another complexity. So I have these grape tomatoes or cherry tomatoes from Lucky Star Farms in Mission. Actually, we shared a farmers market day at the Port Moody Farmers Market. Okay. Okay. And Chu that owns the farm was so nice. And she said she picked these the day of. And she actually lives in Mission, but she stays overnight in like Port Moody area when the farmers market starts the next day. So she is an amazing woman that takes care of this farm with her husband. So if you guys have a chance on Wednesday afternoons From 3 to 7, go to the Port Moody Recreation Complex for the Port Moody Farmers Market. Today, excuse me, we're actually going to be in Abbotsford at the Spring Acres Farm and doing a farmers market there. So if you guys are living in Abbotsford, well, this morning you should have seen us. There's another farm market coming up there. We're usually at the Ambleside Farmers Market on Sundays, or Port Coquitlam, or Coquitlam Farmers Markets, or Clayton Farmers Market on Sundays. So come by tomorrow to see us. I believe we're at Ambleside tomorrow. Okay, so check out some of the True Nosh products. We don't just make tomato paste, we make a lot of different items. As you can see behind me, we have a line of Asian sauces that have no sugar, very low in sodium because I don't use any salt, and all gluten-free. We have granola bites. We also have 4 different hot sauces. And my favorite is the XO sauce that I just created this year, and we launched it in the beginning of the year. It's already become a bestseller, and I'm so excited about that XO sauce that I created. It's my baby. It took me about 8 to 9 months to create. And I'm going to go and check on these ravioli. I'm going to bring you guys back here. They're getting quite crispy. I like kind of a crispy noodle. Okay, so basically it's all cooked, kind of like a crispy one time. So I'm going to turn it all off. Okay, you can unplug this guy. And it's your choice if you want to toss the ravioli in a tomato sauce or you want to drizzle it over top. So this is very thick. What I'm going to do in a bowl, okay, actually it's a bigger bowl, is to spoon in a little bit of my tomato. Okay, so about 3 tablespoonfuls. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Okay, to thin it out. So it's more of a tomato sauce-like consistency. And then I'm going to take out the ravioli carefully. You can use tongs if you like, and we're going to toss it around in the sauce. A little bit at a time. Okay, and I have a plate ready. So let me move you guys over one little bit. Put the plate down. And we're gonna just start plating the ravioli. Just quickly tossing it around in the sauce. And you can shave on some vegan cheese or regular cheese or no cheese. It's really up to you. And we can start eating pretty much right away after a bit of garnish with some tomatoes and some basil. Okay, I'm going to put the rest of that sauce over. I like a saucy ravioli. Okay. And then after that is done. You can see how beautiful these guys are. Just put on some very sweet cherry tomatoes as garnish and a nice sprig of fresh basil. You can find really nice basil at your local grocery store. These are also grown by two at Lucky Star Farms. I'm going to use it all because basil makes all Italian food better. Okay, so there we go. If you like some extra pepper, you can go ahead and drizzle that over top. And here we are. I am all done with my one portion of tofu ravioli. You can go ahead and make more. You can freeze these ravioli for up to like 3 months. And you don't really even need to defrost them. Just put them in the oven or start stir frying them or boiling them. The tofu skin might come apart if you're boiling them, so watch it closely. The best way is to either pan sear it or put them in the oven. And I will see you back here in a few weeks. We're going to do some lotus root sandwiches, seared and stuffed with chickpeas and vegetable protein. So thanks for joining me today. And I had a lot of fun again cooking with you. So have a wonderful evening. Bye.